Today we're going to be talking about the Sephora kids and why I don't understand why y'all mad, because y'all are part of the problem. Tuadior, yeah, you on fire, need 100 days, something that you can't ignore. All these girls support, saying it's a chore. I'm up now, all you girls is done. There's no denying that kids nowadays, they know a little too much.
You said nothing's gonna change, but really your credit card's gonna be missing every day. Also, me and Mama. You know where we're gonna be? Sephora, Ulta, Target, the mall, everywhere. So, I'm just taking all your money, and let me tell you, we're gonna have fun.
David.
I'm too old for that weed.
Huh?
I'm too old for that weed.
I'm too old for it? You mean I'm too young?
Yeah.
And they're growing and they're seeing a lot on social media, in the media, and just in general. Things are becoming too grown too soon. The increased access is making kids not want to even go outside and play anymore. You know, the kids, they have the tablet at 3 years old. The parents now, when the kid is like crying and stuff, they just give them the tablet and call it a day. And they be wilding on that tablet. They don't even go outside and play anymore. They're on TikTok, Instagram, iPad all the time, or on the parents' phone all the time. It's actually sad that kids even younger than high school are outside here in Sephora taking products that are meant for grown folks. I can't find the Rare Beauty because a 10-year-old has now taken the Rare Beauty blush that I needed because they like Selena Gomez. And of course people are blaming parents, but honestly I don't really understand y'all, because kids has always been bad. Kids model behavior, and it's not always the behavior from the parents. They model behavior when they go to the school, when they go to the youth group, when they go to the aunt's house, when they go to the friend's house, when they go to the cousin's house, when they, you know, play with the neighborhood kids. They emulate the things that they want to see and imitate because they're trying to figure this out, develop their identity, learn about the world around them. So honestly, even if a parent cultivates a space where they're not allowed to wear makeup, or they're not allowed to do this, or they're not allowed to do that, kids is bad. They're gonna find how to do it no matter which way things, and try things out because of their natural curiosity. You as a kid were doing things that you was not supposed to do because why? You were naturally curious. I can even use myself as an example. One thing that a lot of people don't know about me was that I was not allowed to listen to secular music in my house. And if you guys don't know what secular music is, that is music that is not gospel. So in our house, even to this day, we're not allowed to listen to secular music in the house. And when I was younger, we were not allowed to listen to secular music in the house. But obviously, through my channel, you guys know, I know all the songs. I'm outside, we're late. And how did I figure that out? I would go to school. The kids in the neighborhood would be into some things, and I would learn, and I would go home, find a way to sneak, go on the computer and look it up. I remember back in the day, I was in the kindergarten, and That's So Raven was the newest show at that time. And the girls, they were talking about the episode that they watched, and they were talking about That's So Raven. And I had never watched the show because I was not allowed to watch the Disney Channel at the time. And so I was kind of confused what they were talking about. And so I'm like, oh, I never watched that before. They're like, you never watched That's So Raven before? And I was like, no, I never watched it, but I watched Big Comfy Couch. And they were like, ugh. You still watch that? They were shaming me for watching PBS Kids at 5 years old. So obviously I'm gonna be mad, and I'm not gonna take my L. I'm gonna find the That's So Raven show and watch it so that I can fit in with my friends. So even if we tell kids not to be, into makeup, not to be on TikTok, not to take it, they're still gonna find a way, because why? They wanna fit in. It's the in crowd. You as a kid, you wanted to fit in. And even if you say you didn't want to fit in,
why you always lying?
As a kid, it's kind of hard to figure things out, figure out your identity, and you're very impressionable and very vulnerable at your age. One thing I do understand is that I kind of feel bad for Gen Alpha, because I feel like they don't have balance in what they're receiving. So for example, I'm Gen Z, right? When we was younger, we had our people. We was listening to our Nicki Minaj. We were listening to Lady Gaga. People we was not supposed to be listening to at 10 years old. We was not supposed to be listening to that, but we was. But we also had balance. So like you could watch those kind of things, but you were also watching like Justin Bieber, One Direction, all those type of things that was more age appropriate. But I feel like today's kids, they don't have the age appropriate thing. Even like the artists that are supposed to be age appropriate, right? Billie Eilish and all right, I have to be a little bit careful when I make this point, but basically the themes that Miss Eilish talks about in her music, the mental health themes, they're not always the easiest for a young child to digest. Like, I think maybe more teenage fans can kind of understand where she's coming from, but younger than that, and those are the people that listen to her, it's a little dangerous to not present those topics in the right way. So I even think that even though she does use her platform to advocate on mental health, I still don't think that the topic is always a topic that is very easy to explain to young kids, and there's a lot of ways that they can get confused. So she's not age appropriate either. So they're not going to stop doing the 10-step care beauty routines. You guys are not going to stop blowing up the low vibrational people. And social media is not going anywhere. So what do you expect the kids to do? What do you expect them to do? They're not going to ignore it. They're going to consume it just like everybody else. You know, this over consumerism and always having to buy things, even as a grown person, I'm struggling with that. How much more a young kid? But I don't really understand why y'all mad, because this is the space that we as a society has cultivated. It's not just one person to blame. Y'all like to blame social media. Y'all like to blame the parents. Y'all like to blame this, blame that, blame this, blame that. You guys have to realize that it's a societal issue. It's a multifactorial issue. It's not just one person to blame. The innocence and the loss of childhood is among us. Even us as Gen Z, or if you're a millennial or older, you know that, you were doing some little grown things that you were not supposed to be doing. And don't lie, you were doing your stuff and getting into some things. But why are you not messed up now? You're not messed up because at the same time you knew right from wrong. You knew the boundaries, you knew the limits. So honestly, we can't really stop this. And honestly, I don't even think really it doesn't always have to be a negative. Like, yes, the kids in Sephora, they don't know what they're doing. They're taking from the grown folk that need it. But I also do feel that kids need to cultivate their natural curiosity, and they need to cultivate their creativity and figure out who they are. Some of you guys, you were emo when you were young. Y'all act like clean girls now, but you were emo when you were young. Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. I was there in 2010, 2011 when you had the bowl cut and you were like raw and stuff. I was there, so stop acting like, stop capping. You know that was you. A lot of you guys were emo in Spencer's, looking for piercings and trying to, listening to Pierce the Veil and all that stuff, sleeping with sirens. Stop. A lot of you guys had your phases, so don't sit there and act like you didn't have your emo phase or your Tumblr phase. You had that phase. Because why? You were allowed to explore as a kid. One thing, as my childhood, as I grew older, there were lesser restrictions. And one thing that I'm kind of grateful for was that when I was in high school, I got to experiment with makeup. I was learning how to do makeup. It was looking crazy at times, but I got to learn about makeup. And I think one thing about me learning about makeup and learning about beauty at that younger age was that now as a grown person, I know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. I can say like I got to try and experiment and figure things out and grow my personality. I see what I like and what I don't like. And so I do think that don't feel like, some of these girls, they're learning how to take care of their skin. You at 20 something, you don't know how to even take care of your skin. You're acne all over the place. Yes, they don't need retinol. They don't need those heavy products. They don't need certain things. But I do think that having a little cute skincare routine as a 10-year-old is not that bad. I mean, because You need to learn that skill. You need to learn that habit on how to take care of yourself. You're going to do it anyways. Look at y'all making hygiene content and skincare routines. Yeah, you're going to need it. So right now, cultivate the habit at a young age. Not everybody is into makeup because they're insecure. Like, some people just want to explore, get their new style. We all had that kid in the class that, you know, had that kind of interesting look to them and interesting feel for them. You know, when I was younger, right, I used to wear Bermuda shorts. But there were girls in my school that was wearing, you know, like Wet Seal and Uggs and all that stuff. But I wore my Bermuda shorts. I had to figure things out. You know, I had to dabble and try things out. I was wearing Bermuda shorts. I never felt the need to fit in with the other girls, but I was figuring it out, figuring out our style, figuring out who we are. And I think that there should be a space for that. So I feel like y'all should like also see the other side of it. I don't really think it's all bad. Now, I'm not saying that they should be, you know, doing stuff and no, I'm not saying all of that. But I'm saying that a little bit of, you know, just being able to get into things, dress up. You know how you used to take your parents' stuff and dress up and play in your mom's makeup and things like that. You know, those are just ways that you can kind of learn and see what works for you. And I don't think it's always a horrible thing. I think that, you know, yes, it's sad that kids are growing up and being grown and doing things that they don't need to do because of what they're seeing, but y'all not gonna stop making the content, so stop complaining, right? But we do need to teach the kids the right from wrong. Find a way for the kids to harness their creativity and their curiosity. You know, don't restrict them like and say they should not be. Maybe they can just get a nice lip gloss that they like and deal with it and see what colors that they like on their lips here and there. They don't have to, you know, have the whole skincare routine. Maybe you buy them some stuff that is like, you know, age appropriate, you know, and just make them simulate like a skincare routine so that they can kind of feel like they're a monk, but they're not really putting those kind of stuff on their skin. Yes, I know they're gonna want it because, you know, the influencer has it and all this stuff, but also kind of just instilling in young girls and even young boys that they are enough, they don't need those things, and that they can enjoy their childhood. I think it's something that we just need to make sure that we are putting the right messages out there as well, because we're not gonna get rid of the social media. Y'all not gonna stop making the content, so just had to tell the kids the right from wrong and kind of let them experiment a little. You know, let them do a little something, not too much, but you know, just let them, you know, experiment, you know, with their hair or something like that and try things out, you know. And so that eventually, at some point, you know, they'll make the decision for themselves to say, okay, I don't want to do all that anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about more, because, you know, I can make the videos, but sometimes the ideas are like a little, you know, oh, you know, you're trying to think about some stuff when you're making the videos. So let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. I'm your girl tuadior. Thanks for watching.